Hey cousins, this is JJ. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of stopping by, you are super important and you're most definitely welcome to the family. Do not forget to click on the subscribe button, and you can of course turn on post notifications so as to get first-hand information as soon as I post a new video. Today I am going to be talking about my experience living in Switzerland as a black person, a minority, and a third world migrant. I think one of the things that I experienced as cultural shocks when I got here is that people here are not friendly. I know this may sound like a myth or anything, but if you have had to migrate from somewhere to Switzerland, I'm sure you have experienced what I'm saying. I've been here for almost a year now, and I can attest that I have only seen my neighbor maybe just a few times, can't count, but you know when you just try to say hello, hi, and then it's just hello, bonjour. I'm like, but I'm smiling at you. It took me a while for me to realize that that is just how most Europeans are, and it's not just peculiar to Switzerland. Nevertheless, it was just a big cultural shock for me. Even though coming from Nigeria, you know, especially with the security reasons, there are some persons that when you say hello to them, they are just going to double up and pick up their pace. But nevertheless, you find that people respond well to you, and if you live in the place, you get familiar with your neighbors. I mean, you know people. But here, just like everybody is so closed off, introverted, and they all mind their businesses, which I think is just fine. Another thing I like to say to a lot of people that intend to move to Switzerland, especially if you're from a country where everything is always so bubbly and so much that no matter how bad the situation is in your country, you're still able to find a way to create some kind of happiness for yourself. If you are coming to Switzerland, I kid you not, and you're an extrovert, you're probably going to get depressed, and that is the truth. So if by any means you want to come here, ensure that you have solid relationships back from where you're coming, so that when you start to get bored, you can just pick up your phone, call up your friends, and just use that to while away time. But if you're thinking you come here and then you make friends immediately, I beg to differ. You might stay here for over 6 months and not make one single friend. It is so hard. So I think that to probably evade this reality of not meeting people, or the difficulty of just meeting new people, someone introduced me to a website. It's called, some people call it G Locals, I call it Glocals. You know, it's for people in Switzerland, and you're able to just meet up with other expatriates, meet up with other international people here, you know, on different occasions, and then you start to relate and build connections. So basically, yeah, I think it's just easier for you to integrate more with migrants. I find that it's better. For example, in school, it was easier for me to create good relationships with people from third world countries, people that migrated, of course. I mean, just people that were not Swiss people generally. Because even in class, when you say hi to a Swiss person, it just ends at I. And maybe they say, oh, we could grab coffee sometimes. Guess what? You are never going to grab that coffee because it just ends there. See, this has happened to me. Maybe it's different for other people, I don't know. So this is coming from my personal experiences. It's not generalized fact. Another thing I experienced is getting a job. You know, I came here as an international student for my master's degree, and getting a job is so hard. Against what you see online, that people make it seem like once you jackpot, that's the word, right? Once you move from your country here to Switzerland, you're just going to get a job, and then the salaries are so good. My brothers and my sisters, you go do you like a dream. I know that this is not a general occurrence for everybody, but for most of the people that I have met, for myself and for most of the people, like I said, that I have met, it has always been so hard to get a job. So when you want to come to Switzerland, they always ask for you to tender documents to ensure that you have enough finances to sustain you. Another reason is also because it takes a while for you to get your residence permit. I also know that this is not a generalized occurrence, but for most of the people that I have encountered, especially in Geneva, it takes a while for you to get your residence permit. Now, when you get your residence permit, see, they might tell you that, oh, it's a metropolitan city, you know, it has a lot of international headquarters, so language is not a barrier. Hello, language is a barrier. That is a truth we all have to live with. I know that a lot of people will come under the comment section and say, but I got a job and I speak English. Yes, you did, but out of 100, how many, or in fact out of 10, how many does it happen to that way? I always advise people who ask me how to migrate. I'll definitely make another video on how to migrate to this place, but I always advise that if you want to come here, ensure that you have the financial means to keep up yourself, for your upkeeps and all of that, for at least 8 months or 7 months, so that the period when your permit is still in the works and all of that, you still have something to eat and you have a place to keep your head. Yeah, so that is it. I can't particularly talk about housing issues because I didn't experience that, but maybe over time, if I'm able to get somebody to just come up on the channel and share their experiences, maybe we'll be able to some of those issues, okay? But I strongly believe that if you're able to just pick up on language, which might be easy, or if before coming here you're able to just learn at least conversational French or German or Italian, that's dependent on where the canton that you live in. I know it's important for you all to know that Switzerland does not have a generalized language. Languages are regionalized. That is by the way. So for whatever region or canton you're going to, I think it's just important for you to learn their language. Even if you don't learn it in depth like that, at least be able to start up a conversation. So when you're here, you're able to practice. For me, one of the most difficult things for me is that when I was in Nigeria, I went to French school, and I beg to say that I learned the Parisian French. And because over time, after leaving French school, there was nobody to converse with, I lost my spoken French. So upon getting here, I realized that they have different varieties of French here, more like a Swiss French, so sometimes their words are different. But if you understand Parisian French, you're going to understand what they're saying very well. What I'm just trying to say is that for me, that I've lost touch on the language, and I can hear some things you're saying, but I really cannot converse properly, and that is the truth. It is very sad. It's a sad reality, but it's something I've had to live with, So when you get here, it's just advisable, especially if you're in Geneva, because I live in Geneva and it's easier for me to explain from my experiences, to just enroll yourself at the Université Populaire de Genève. I'm not sure, but I'll see if I can put in a caption. If it's good if you enroll, during that period before your permit is out. Now, I'm saying this because my own permit took well over 6 months before I got it. That is by the way. So within that period of time, if you can just attend Université de Populaire, and start, and it's very cheap, about 150 francs for a semester, and if you are able to just learn your conversational French there, it's really going to help. I am looking to also enroll so that I can pick up on my French again, and it helps you even integrate into the society better. So if you can do that, it's very good for you. I mean, breaking the language barrier is one step ahead. Another cultural shock that I kind of experienced, which I'm not sure if it's a cultural shock, is the fact that, well, let me just say from what I have seen, and I think, so I'm not saying this is a fact, it's just from my own observation. I've come to think that Swiss people are workaholics. They're always working because they have a lot of bills to pay, which is by the way. Nevertheless, they earn good salary, the tax rates are very good, so you're going to definitely have a good life, and you can afford to go on vacations when you have saved. But then now in my head, I thought, since these people work so much, how is it then that during the week I still find that a lot of people are out on the road and all of that? And I remember sometimes somebody told me that no, you don't have to think that way, because some of these people are tourists and some own their own businesses and all of that. Yes, before I forget, I also realized that if you're an immigrant or a migrant, if you're an immigrant, let's just stick to that. Starting up your business will never come easy. You need to be able to show your workings. I don't have so much information on that, so I'm not going to share what I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep this video short. Over time, I'll just maybe put them in my journal, some of my other experiences, and I'll come here to share with you. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to share with you the process of schooling, the admission process, or how you can apply for maybe your master's degree in Switzerland if you want to come here. Okay, so if you want me to do that, please let me know in the comment section and I'll record a video and post it on that. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know that this is not so much, I'm just here to share my experiences, but I hope that you enjoyed the video and you probably discovered one or two things about Switzerland. I know that I just said everything together and I didn't particularly highlight, but over time I'm going to get better at doing this and I'll share more of the experiences later. Thank you once again for watching this video. Please do well to subscribe, and if you live in Switzerland and you've experienced anything, please be kind enough to share with me in the comment section. And see, if you know you want to just join me on the channel someday, share your experiences, I'll put my email in the description box. Please send me an email. It would even be nice to connect with you. Yes, I said so. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and click on that bell below so that you get notification once I post a new video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.